public.
I
Yes.
think we're live.
We're live, huh?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, I think so. Yeah, it's
So shall we
scheduled.
start? All right. Well, hi everyone. Welcome to our PMHNP Locked It In Live Q&A. So we are so excited to have you here today. Whether you are just starting your PMHNP journey, preparing for your exams, applying to
Mm.
school, or trying to stay focused and motivated, this space is for you. So I'm here today with Dr. Morante.
Hi, everyone. How are you guys doing? I just got back from Las Vegas, Nevada. So I attended the week-long ANP conference and I felt so much energized and I'm happy to be here with you, Letty. And happy birthday to you tomorrow. This is a very special day
Thank
for you, but you're
you.
still with me today. So thank you. So today's about clarity, confidence, and lock it in your next step. There is a lot of information out there about your examination, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. So our goal is to simplify things and answer your questions in a way that feels practical and very real for you.
Yeah. So for everyone who's joining us today, go ahead and drop in the chat where you are joining. What state are you from? Where you are in your PMHNP journey? Are you still a student? Are you a new grad? You're currently in school. Are you doing your clinicals or you're already practicing? So this is gonna be like a Q&A type of question, type of live. Hello, hi Johnny Day, hi Lucretia, welcome back. So
Wow.
today here, how's we going to flow? Okay, we will spend about 30 minutes together. Dr. Morante and I will answer as many questions as you can. You can drop your questions in the chat at any time, and we will pull all of them throughout the session. Okay, we may not get through every single. We'll try our best, but we will focus on the ones that are most common and most helpful in the group.
And just a quick note, this session is educational and informational only. So we are here to support your professional growth, but this is not an individual, medical, legal, or academic advising. Always check your school, your board, and state specific requirements.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start while waiting for all the questions and comments to come through. So, Dr. Morante, let's start with the big picture. A lot of people here are they thinking about becoming a psych NP, right? Or are already in the journey. What do you think people should understand before committing to this path?
That is a very great question, Letty. And to be honest, the PMHNP role is very meaningful, but it is also a serious work. You are working with people's mental health, trauma, medication management, safety, family system, and sometimes crisis situations. So the first thing I always tell people is make sure you are connected to the why you're doing certain jobs like this. So this path also requires discipline, clinical judgment, compassion, and strong boundaries. It is not about prescribing medication, it is about understanding the whole person.
That's good. I love that. So it's not just about the title, like adding more titles, but having like a real passion. It is really truly understanding about purpose, responsibility, and being able to be prepared for the role. I always tell my students at the start of the class, I always ask them, why nursing? Why to go into nursing? Because if you are
Mm.
here because of what you see on social media, such as TikTok and Instagram, like people flashing about their Louis Vuittons, their $10 matches, it's not just about that. Later on, you will realize that sometimes it's not worth the money. So you really have to have the drive and passion to like help
Mm.
people, like, provide psychiatric care to them. It's a very, I would say I did not even have intentions of going to psych until I became an L&D nurse here in the US. So next, I often hear questions like from students, right? Some people would reach out to me on Instagram, on Facebook. How do I stay organized and not fall behind? So, Dr. Morante, what advice would you give to students like that or professionals, young professionals such as me?
Thank you, Ladi, and to all our kababayans, Filipinos that are listening into to this platform. I would like to give a simple advice that organization is everything. A lot of PMHNP programs right now are moving too quickly, and students often underestimate how much reading, right? We have your clinical presentation, preparation, writing, and studying is long hours is required. So my advice is really to plan weekly, not just daily. Every week, look at your requirements, readings, discussion posts, exams, hours, and also our personal responsibilities. So as a dad, I have twins. So if I'm studying, working, and have my personal commitment, that can put a lot of stress on me. But put everything on a calendar, then break it down into smaller tasks. Do not wait until the weekend to figure out what is due. And that is how students gets overwhelmed when they cram at the end. And I
Mm.
have discussion board to post. I have
Case
PMHNP
studies.
clinical note, case studies,
Mhm.
back-to-back requirements that we have to submit.
Yeah, that's true. So basically, do not let the program manage you. You have to manage the program. When I actually finished, I didn't know like how I did that. Like I was working, full-time job, and picking up like extra shifts. I was going to school, and on top of that, like other things that I'm trying to do. So I was managing my own little travel business at the same time. So, organizing is very, very important. Let's talk about clinicals. So, for everyone's information, Dr. Morante was my preceptor. So, a lot of students feel nervous about starting clinical rotation. So, what should they do before they begin?
Thank you, Lady, and I miss having you on my clinical practice. So first, yeah, we really need to go down to the basics, right? We have to make sure we're good on psychiatric interviewing, mental status exam, common diagnosis, medication classes, safety assessments, and also these are very important documentation. Secondly, show up prepared and be professional. Your preceptor should not have to teach you everything from scratch. Clinical is where you apply what you are learning. And my third advice will be to ask those difficult questions. Instead of saying, I don't know anything, say, I reviewed this diagnosis, but I want to better understand how you differentiate it from these other conditions that you had. And that shows initiative on you as part of a student and not just depending on your preceptor to teach you everything out there.
That's true. That is such a good point. I remember my first week on my clinicals with Dr. Morante. I don't know if I was too confident, but I was eager to learn. So for me, I know how I learned. I learned by practicing more. So I asked him like, give me 1 week. I want to observe like how you do, interact with your patients. Yet I review the notes, and then after a week, I started taking on my own patients. So I think I did a lot of like psych evaluations. So and when I finished my clinicals, I think I was pretty much confident in like doing my own diagnosis. I still have a lot of things to learn, and I always like ask questions. I'm a very curious learner, and I think everyone's different. And confidence definitely does not mean knowing everything. Confidence means being prepared, being teachable, and professional. I always tell everyone, like students, when you're new to a place, you have to always put on that I am willing to learn. I can be taught easily kind of cap.
Absolutely, Ladi, right? Be humble, but do not be passive. And in this profession, we really need to make sure that we collaborate and make sure that you are a lifelong learner. So I'm still
Mm-hmm.
attending conferences to different organization. One big thing that I always go is your NEI, and also you have your Psych Congress, Psych Elevate, and also other conferences that will help you out. And I'm attending the APNA this October, and it's going to be held at Phoenix, Arizona. So I will see all of you guys out there for the National APNA conference. I hope, Lady, you'll join me there.
Yeah,
And
I'll be joining.
yeah. I'm also be getting an award on excellence in APRN clinical practice. So thank you so
Wow.
much APNA for that distinguished award that you guys are
Wow.
offering for me.
Congratulations, Dr. Miranda. Such an amazing achievement, right?
Thank you, Lady, and hope to see everyone there, especially my past students, and also a lot of our colleagues will be out there. So it's going to be a gathering of all excellent mental health leaders nationwide.
Mhm. Okay, so let's go into some live questions. Go ahead, drop your questions in the chat box now. These can be about school, clinicals, boards, time management, imposter syndrome, career options, or anything PMHNP related. Go ahead and drop your questions on the comment box.
Yes, and if you're shy to ask questions, I'll be asking you guys questions.
Can ask questions anyway. Just kidding. Okay. I have like some thoughts. Dr. Morante, so how should one person deal with imposter syndrome? I sometimes struggle with that.
I agree with you. Like imposter syndrome is very common and especially in advanced practice programs. But the key is to separate your discomfort from inability. Just because something feels hard does not mean you are capable. So you build confidence through preparation, and a lot of repetition, feedback, and reflection. So keep track of your growth. The things that feel impossible now will become more natural over time. So sabi nga nila, di ba, the more you practice, the more you're gonna, the more that your outcome will be better.
Yes, the more you develop your skills. If you don't use it, you lose it. So continue learning, continue practicing. Definitely, I agree. Discomfort does not mean inability. I'm also like, I have like, I started, trying to grow my following on Instagram for the purpose of teaching more because we really need a lot of mental health advocates, mental health professionals. There's like barriers to access to care, and one of them is having like available providers, right? And I saw like how much how many patients you have, Dr. Morante. And even I have some friends too. And then
Mm.
also like me myself, I couldn't get like appointments. Okay, here it's a good question from Cruz Yudi. I know each state is different with pay, but how do you challenge a contract?
Thank you so much, Miss Cruz Yudi, for that wonderful question. And I think I will answer as an experienced PMHNP. Contract may be different for each employer, but you always want to make sure that you know your the value that you're bringing into the table, right? So I've always emphasized about value-based care. Like, what do you bring to the table that can make the company thrive or be more profitable? So make sure you don't you always want to negotiate it. You just don't accept a lowball payment. We
Mhm.
always want to make sure that you are firm and you are also clear about your understanding about your value. And we don't want to fall short, but we want to make sure we explain to our employers, potential employers, that this is what I can bring in for you. And
Mhm.
this is why I'm gonna beat you on these numbers, right?
Mhm.
I know it's a difficult question to ask, and a lot of PMHNP struggles, especially the new grad, that they're just gonna accept any contract that they will get. But you always need to make sure you gotta know your numbers. You gotta know after credentialing that they give you the numbers that you're supposed to be getting for follow up, initial, and those are things that you wanna make sure to do research on too, and be aware
And
of it.
exactly. And sometimes,
Okay.
what I learned when I did my master's in healthcare management, it's not just about the pay, too. It's about like hours. You have to know, you have to be self-aware what you want. What's the reason why exactly you became a PMHNP? And what, like what Dr. Maranta said, what are you going to bring into the table? So aside
Mhm.
from the pay, you have to look at the benefits too. So like, is there like any flexibility? Are you gonna get like if you're gonna be inpatient, is there gonna be a hazard pay or something like that? Like any protection to yourself, right? So you just don't look at the amount per hour or a yearly salary. You also look into like other things, the benefits, the hours. Are you gonna have like on-call pay? Those things. So these are like added value if you're going to look into a contract. Okay, good. All
Thank
right.
you, Larry. I also wanted to ask about like mentorship. That's very important and very critical. as a new grad PMHNP. We need to make sure that you are supported, heard, and validated because you don't want to start your job and you felt alone. And that's
Yeah.
something that we need to make sure that you had a mentor. The power of mentorship is really the key in starting your career as a PMHNP.
Hmm. And how I wish there should be like more like fellowship programs, right? Available, especially in the state of California or even like states wherein there is a um like shortage of behavioral health professionals. Any other questions? So earlier on my Instagram, someone messaged me um like, "Oh, you're so good at like doing this. How long did you study? I don't think you studied much for your board exam. You mentioned this. Yeah, you took it during a strike." And I said, "So let me ask you, Dr. Morante, from you, how early should one student start studying for the boards?"
That's a very popular question that a lot of students are always asking me also and sending me some direct messages. I always tell them start earlier than you think, right? Do not wait until graduation. We always have this last minute attitude of cramming.
Mhm.
But as you move through your program, begin organizing your notes and also list them by topic by topic. So if you're talking about mood disorders, right? Anxiety disorders, psychosis, substance use, child and adolescent, geriatrics, psychotherapy, ethics, and medication. When you study throughout your program, the board prep becomes review instead of panic. So you
Mhm.
always need to plan for this. And my suggestion is 3 months after your program, you should be done by taking all your certification exams. So what does it mean? If you're ending on June 30, right? So count 90 days from that. June, July, August, September. September 30 should be your last day to take the boards because according to the studies, we have 90 days um, to improve our passing rate on the first attempt. The
Mhm.
longer you wait, the lesser your probability of passing the
Of
board exam.
passing.
Okay, so from
Yeah.
100% can go down to 87, 84, 70, 60. And that's all I think the most common trend across certification exam. 3 months rule. It's
Mhm.
like what breaking up with your boyfriend or girlfriend, right? You gotta remember the 3 months ruling, 90 days cycle. Okay.
That's good. Well, I
Yeah.
recover fast, so it only took me like it only took me, I would say I finished on the 26th. I would say about 32 days and I took the boards. It's just like a special circumstance because I was like, oh, we were on strike, so might as well
Mhm.
just take it now. And I did 5 days of intensive review. But like I said, if you've been to our other lives, everyone learns differently. So you can take like some advice from us and test it if that might have worked for you. So far, my strategy that I've been using have worked for the past how many board exams that I've taken. Cruz UD has another question. Do you
Mhm.
know if all employers offer malpractice insurance or do you have to get private? Thank you. I really appreciate the mentoring portion.
Thank you, Miss Chris Yudi, for staying engaged. I love all your questions. If all employers offer malpractice insurance, that's a question that I also need to figure out. But based from experience, I got my own malpractice insurance, but also the company that I used to work with is also offering insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So there's different companies that you can shop into. There's NSO, Bercy, and also other cool companies that has been out in the market. So you need to make sure you cover your base. You get the 1 million per 3 million aggregate. And you need to make sure that you have that because you never know when patients come for your license and you need to make sure that you're covered for that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
prevention is better than cure. It's the same thing, right? If we have
Mm-hmm.
an earthquake and your house is not insured and there's damage to it, then that's being proactive with your practice. And being proactive means covering down the bases and get your malpractice insurance. I will get my own.
Yeah, I have friends. Some of their employers actually offer malpractice insurance, some of them don't. So, and
Mhm.
also, some people, I think another question that comes up is like collaborative MD. There are some states, so you have to review your state's scope of
Mhm.
practice. You have to, you have to protect yourself. Don't start something that you're not sure about. So some states, they have independent practice, and then in some states they are required to have like a collaborative MD. Okay, so you have to look into that. Oh wow, time flies fast. You only have like 7 minutes left. So at this time, I want to pause here because it's where the lock it in part comes in. So many people have the dream, but the dream, but the difference is structure and consistency. Most of people. So for everyone watching, ask yourself, what is one thing you need to lock in this week? Is it your study schedule? Is it your finding a preceptor? Finding a preceptor is really hard, so you guys have to start months before you start your clinicals, okay? Is it applying to a program, or is it reviewing medication? So is it asking for help instead of struggling in silence? Is it like practicing questions every day? So drop your lock it in goal in the chat.
Thank you, Letty, for that. And make it specific too, right? Not, I need to study more. Instead, you say, I will study psychopharmacology for 1 hour on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Specific goals that we do create action.
Oh, there's another question here. Before we end,
Sure.
what is a tip to better understand inducers or inhibitors? Memorize it. Create your own mnemonics. That's the only way for me. I'm trying to, when you asked that, I was like looking for one because I made an index card for that one specifically, but I'm the only one who can understand it.
I agree
Um,
with you. And remember, the inducers makes the medication less effective,
mhm.
right? And your inhibitors makes the medication more toxic. So you need to understand the mnemonics that we have. And actually, it's in our book, the PMHNP Mastery. Just for a segue, thank you, Yudi. I hope you got it. Some of your classmates have already got this book, and we're in. It's a it's a book that offers all the hot topic content areas for your practice. So this book is not only for the actively practicing ones, students that are in clinical preceptorship, or students that are wanting more information about what inducers and inhibitors do to our body. So we also discussed that during our last minute prep. I think congratulations, Letty. You did your last minute preparation last June. It was well
Yeah,
attended, and we heard so much feedback, good feedback from you guys. So
thank
thank you so
you.
much. For those who have attended from last Saturday's class, please make sure to give us your evaluation too. And also, if you are watching live right now, I know that you were part of them and can see some of the students that are out here. And there will be another session. Since we did a June session, we're gonna do
Yeah.
again the July. Okay, July 25, 2026, 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we're gonna do your high yield review, focus prep, no fluff, everything that you need to know. Walk
Mm-hmm.
in Walk in with confidence and test with clarity. That's always our motto. You walk in, you walk out, exam ready. And it's only one day
Mm-hmm.
versus a lifetime.
Yes, exactly. So Dr. Morante, before we close, we only have like 4 minutes left. So what are the three things you want every PMHNP student or new grad PMHNP to remember?
That's
Advice.
very important. So I have three things for you guys. Number one, always know your why. And this path requires purpose. So my why for me is that I want to serve my kababayan, my Filipino community, and also the people of color, and also because I've seen how mental health was not addressed back home. So there are family members and also friends that are struggling back in the Philippines, and that gave me a motivation to enter into psychiatry.
Mm-hmm.
And then number two for me is to stay consistent, right? Small, repeated actions matter more than last minute panic. And my number three is I always stay teachable and coachable. So the best clinicians are actually lifelong learners.
Mm-hmm.
So attend conferences, network with your peers, choose mentors. I always remember that. And as for me, as an experienced PMHNP, I still always text and also always call some people that are the reason why I entered this profession, because as a being coachable and being trainable, you'll go a long way. It will open
Mhm.
doors for you, and it will also give you an opportunity to create a greater impact, because you cannot do this alone, right? As they
Yes.
said, teamwork is important. Together, everyone achieves more.
Yes, and well, nursing in general is a, you know, um, I'm teaching health communications right now, and I always
Mhm.
tell my students, you know, nursing is a team play. You can't do it all by yourself. There will be several times you're gonna need help. So like what Dr. Moranti said, you have to be teachable. You have to show willingness that you are ready to learn. Okay, thank you all so much for joining us today for our PMHNP Lock It In live Q&A. Stay tuned if you haven't, you know, if you are finding value in what we're doing, our lives are actually free. Okay, so please help us continue and build our community and share this to everyone. We need more psychiatric mental health nurse practitioners in the field to help our people. So we hope that you are living with more clarity, more confidence, and at least one action step you can take this week. So before you go, drop locked in the chat if you are committed to your next step.
Thank you, Letty, and thank you, everyone. Always remember, keep going, stay focused, stay prepared, and remember that growth takes time. You do not have to know everything today, but you do
Mhm.
need to keep showing up.
Yes, yes, exactly. So, and thank you, Dr. Morante, and thank you to everyone who joined us today. And we will see you next time. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, and share all of our social media platforms.
Yes, happy birthday, Letty. And
Thank
oh,
you.
there's a request from Lucretia. Are we doing questions tonight? So watch out for our live session. So
Mhm,
today we're just doing a little bit of teaser, and then we
mhm.
need to make sure that you follow through. And
Yeah,
today's Letty's birthday. Woohoo!
it's tomorrow actually, but
Oh, tomorrow. Sorry,
yeah, it's
tomorrow.
tomorrow. I might go live tomorrow. Am I allowed to go live tomorrow? I want to work on my birthday.
So do you want to work on your birthday, huh? Hold
That will
on.
be your
Let me.
birthday gift to me. Pass your board exams
Mhm.
in one take.
Thank you once again. Once again, the books are available. There's 3 books that are available to you guys. I just want to make sure you get your Rise with Pass, your PMHNP fill in the blanks workbook. I think we can flash it in the screen. We still have a little
Yes.
bit, a few minutes. So those are the 3 books that are available for you. Uh, the most bestseller is this one, the PMHNP Mastery. A lot of students love this book because it contains all the mnemonics, and it contains all your inducers, inhibitors, questions that I've seen a while ago. That's very thick, very handy. You could use it for clinicals too. And for those who are actively practicing, it supplements your practice. So
Mhm.
please make sure these are the study tools that we guys are offering you guys. And if you scan the QR code in front of you, it's 10%. Just use the coupon code past
Past
10.
10.
So these 3 books, I think, Letty, you've used most of them except the
Mhm.
psychopharmacology, the
Yeah.
PMHNP Mastery just came out for this year, and this session is it's a great book for you. And you have either you will have a copy of your physical book or ebook. So
Ebook.
whatever works for you. But I like physical book. I want to highlight and touch the book other than just the
Mhm.
ebook. But if you're Gen Z loves ebooks, so you can also get that one. And
Good.
then Juneda said, yours look bigger than mine. I think it's the camera. But it's similar. Okay, it's similar. It's a standard. So I have another book here. Mhm. So get your book once again for all the Psych NP students and FNP or AGNP, whatever you are, please share them. Good resource. If you're not
Mhm.
happy with the product, just shoot us a message and we'll be happy to provide you a refund. But so far, no students asked for refund. So I'm so blessed to have you all. Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you so much. Please help us grow our community, okay? So we can continue doing and providing all these free resources for you guys, especially our live questions.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you. Let's
I think
see.
that's it.
Yes, yours looks bigger than mine. Junida, you can I'll send you like the actual size of it because this one is a different size with the PMHNP mass rate. So rice with pass. I think you've
Yeah,
utilized this one
I've
too.
used the rice with fast.
Okay.
Thank you, and thank you all for the greetings.
Oh yeah, thank you, Letty. Happy birthday! And
Thank you.
before we end, can you tell me like top five things that other people don't know about you?
Oh, that's kind of tough. Am I answering a beauty pageant question again?
Well, I'm gonna
So
get ready for the crown.
So first things first, I think a lot of people didn't know that I joined beauty pageants and won some crowns, like local pageants. I've been to a regional pageants before, but because so during that time that height was not a requirement, so there was no height limit before. You just have to have beauty and brains, right? Now it's a competition of height, right? My confidence is I'm 5'2", but my confidence like 5'10". So yeah, I won and joined beauty pageants before, and I was a dancer. I did Philippine folk dance. So that was my specialty. I was quite of an expert. I was a dance master. I can do dance sports too. I've competed to some dance sports competition. I can dance salsa. So basically everything, belly dancing, flamenco. So yeah, I think I'm a very versatile dancing, but now, life happens. So I'm not doing it as much, but I just dance when I go out. I like going to like salsa clubs, bachata clubs. Um, as talkative as I am, I like my solitude. So I think the older I get, the more that I appreciate my solitude. I like my me time. um like I'm when I go out, I'm a very social butterfly kind of person, but after that it feels like I need a lot of energy to recuperate all of that energy, so I need to like have a downtime. And then I grow my own herbs and veggies. I have hydroponics. So right now my lettuce are ready to I probably have salad for tonight. And then my tomatoes are have flowers now, so I'm gonna have some tomatoes soon too. And then finally, I think, what else? I am a hopeless romantic. So I may look very independent to everyone, very independent, very strong, like someone who is like, don't ask her what she's gonna bring in on the table because I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm gonna bring in onto the table, right? But I still believe in love, soft moments, cards, handwritten cards, letters, and the kind of connection that feels like home. I'm a Cancerian, I like to build homes. We may look like hard on the outside, but we're very soft on the inside. So I think that's my five things that people don't know about me.
Thank you for revealing that to us. That means very personal, but we
Mm-hmm.
want to make sure that you are also taking some time for
Mm-hmm.
yourself, self care. That's very important. As a provider, we don't want to end up being burnout syndrome, wherein
Mm-hmm.
we are irritable, we lack
Mm-hmm.
motivation, and stuff like that. So please make sure to take care of your own mental health too. And my wish for you is that you're gonna prosper as a with your career, find a new love. It may be in different forms, right?
Yeah.
And also create an impact, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
very important, right?
Yes.
With our profession, impact is important, and
Mm-hmm.
also relatability among the students that we're serving is my request for you. Like, give them some personal experiences. I think they love that when
Mm-hmm.
they hear that we're relatable. That
Mm-hmm.
creates them a connection
Let me
between us
add
in this
something, Dr.
platform.
Morante. I think I,
Yeah,
I should share this.
yeah.
A lot of people don't know. I'm actually labor and delivery nurse, so
Mm.
that's my specialty, right? I never appreciated psych until I became one, because there were several instances. I think I talked about it on if you are on my LinkedIn. I wrote about it. I wrote like an article. I spread it into like several weeks, and I think there were several instances wherein I noticed that our pregnant patients, postpartum patients, don't get like a lot of mental health support. I feel like they're being um, treated just like the general population, but they have special needs and it has to be attended. And I think that's was what my biggest why. because I saw the need. And I feel like I had that calling that needs to be answered. One perfect example was there was this patient. I- she was complaining. She has chronic hypertension, but she came in. She has like blood pressure issues. But the more I talk to her, it's not just blood pressure issues. So since I already have like the skill set that I developed during clinicals, I started like I started asking her more questions like how's your sleep? How many hours of sleep do you get? And she was like telling me all of these things. So basically like, postpartum patients, pregnant patients, they have a different kind of needs that needs to be addressed. And sometimes these are like left out. And there's a huge gap. And that's the main reason why, I didn't start like in behavioral health. I didn't start like in psychiatry in general. In fact, that was my weakness ever. I hated psych, to be honest. When I was a nursing student, I was chased by a patient with a urinal full of urine, and that was like traumatized me. I said, like, I'm never gonna go to psych. But I saw the need, and I feel like it's a calling that needs to be answered. So I just want to share that for those people that are like questioning why they want to do your payment. Is it worth it? So you always have to
Mhm.
go back. What is your why? Because no matter how hard it is, you're going to go through ups and downs. When you go back to what exactly is your motivation, what exactly is your why, it's going to give you power, it's going to give you energy to keep going. So I just want to share that.
Thank you, Letty. That's a powerful message. And always remember that if you have a passion for it, do it with all your heart. I think we're not only entering psychiatry just for to get paid, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
passion that drives you to help more people, and money will follow, and money will
Exactly.
follow if you're doing what you love to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's not like a job for you, but it's a passion, you're gonna give your best shot, and you're gonna give everything that you got because you love what you do, right? If you
Yes.
love what you do, then the law of karma falls down to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything, blessings will overflow, opportunities, and
Mm-hmm.
also a lot of doors will open for you.
Exactly. The Gen Zs would say, that's,
Yeah,
that's how they clap now.
yeah. And is it worth it? You always want to go back to why. And I love that you said that. Okay.
All right. So thank you everyone for joining us.
Yeah.
We'll see you on our next live shows. And then, please follow us on our social media platforms. Subscribe so you get all the updates. Thank you and have a good night. Thank you,
Have
Dr.
a good
Mark.
night, everybody. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming
Gracias.
salamat
And
po.
we'll see you soon. See you. And,
Ma-
and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
yes. Bye.
Happy birthday once again.
Thank you.